I lost a considerable amount of weight from high school to college. For a while, I would have tiny panic attacks when looking in the mirror because I couldn't recognize that it was me. Hey Narwhals, I'm your host Luke Narwhal, and today we'll be reading Obese Redditors Who Lost the Weight. What surprised you the most? Give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more weight loss stories. 231 to 194 pounds, not obese anymore, just overweight. Sometimes I feel like a normal person, and sometimes I feel like an obese person. Need to make it to 165 to feel plenty, but I'm already feeling the effects. Lost 150 pounds from gastroparesis. The craziest things are, 1, I'm always so cold now, and 2, my tailbone has no cushion and now I can't sit anywhere without being in pain, lol. Also, the way people treat you. People smile at me and compliment me now. It's a lot to get used to. But for the love of God, stop telling me, ooh, I want gastroparesis so I can lose that much weight. It's not funny. My life is a nightmare. When I am chilling on my right or left side, my knees touch. Weird. Also, a lot of skin that goes all the ways and there is no chance to hide it. I've lost 75 pounds so far. I've been actively dating, and on my dating app profiles, I keep a fairly up-to-date body shot. I realized I hadn't taken one in a while since losing this weight. I have about 100 to go, and I put on the same outfit as my current body shot. I just stood there gawking at myself, because I didn't even look like the same person in that dress. It's baggy and looks inappropriate to even wear now. I just sat on the end of my bed staring at the side-by-side I created. How no one is ever willing to say, have you considered your weight as dangerous, but seem to think that commenting on your weight loss is absolutely okay. I was told I wasn't eating enough, was too restrictive, exercised too much, and had become too thin, while I was still actually overweight, but not a single person mentioned that my weight was slowly killing me. Wasn't obese per se, but I definitely lost a good deal of weight right before high school. I'd say what surprised me was that I still felt and thought like I was fat, even though I clearly wasn't, and the overwhelming amount of fake people who now wanted to be my friend or date me. To this day, I think that was one of the most eye-opening experiences of my life. 1. How tough it is to see yourself the same way others do now. I always have the feeling that I am much larger than I currently am. 2. How much bigger my banana got. Lost about 108 pounds and it made a big difference. A few things surprised me. How much harder it is to keep the weight off than it was to get it off once I finally found what worked best for me. But the thing which surprised me the most was how life freaking changed for me. I was no longer invisible to the clerks at the perfume or makeup counter. How men seemed to fall over backwards to open doors, laugh at my jokes, and pay attention to me during a conversation. How fast I can get help in a hardware store. Even how more intently my doctors seem to listen to any health concerns I bring up. So many things became different, easier. The loose fat that stays back on the lower abdomen and takes forever to burn. Just me? No. Lower abdomen and inner thighs. It's so annoying because from the belly button up, my torso looks really good, and I have really muscular, awesome legs, but my inner thighs are flabby. So frustrating to look at in the mirror. At least I look way better with clothes on. 225 about half a year ago. 171 as of this morning. I still see the fat guy staring back at me in the mirror. Everyone notices my weight loss, but me. I've lost over 20 kilograms in just half a year by just being strict to myself and never eating more than 1,600 calories a day. Plus, I went outside walking a lot more. Now that I have achieved my dream body, I feel so much better. When I wake up and look into the mirror, I see a hot man instead of the fat guy, and this lifts your confidence up to the clouds. It has one annoying thing though. My family and friends harass me by keep asking me how I can lose so much weight even though I've told them everything over and over again. I'm sure this comment will get buried, but I hope someone sees it. The biggest surprise was how easily it comes back. I have lost 100 pounds twice, but I never fixed what was wrong in my head, so I'm back to square one again. And probably incredibly closer to dying of a heart attack because of it. Don't get complacent. You have a lifetime of bad habits to overcome. Get a therapist, figure out why you self-medicate. Don't assume successful weight loss is permanent. Please do what you can to take care of your mind. No matter how invincible you feel after losing weight, you aren't far from sinking back into that prison. Fix your mind. That's the only chance you have to make real permanent change. The more weight I lose, the less funny people find me. I've always been the fat, funny chick, but now people seem more and more surprised that I have the same sense of humor. It makes me wonder if they were laughing with me the whole time. I'm still considered obese, but simply going from about 490 pounds to 300, I was surprised at how much better I felt in general. I could breathe easier and move easier until my health problems unrelated to weight or diabetes kicked in. A bad surprise, I look in the mirror and still see an almost 500-pound woman. 190 pounds later, and I still feel I look the exact same, even when people show me photos at 16 with my face so fat my eyes look like slits. And they definitely don't do that anymore. But I feel as if I'm being tricked or it's all one big joke and I still look like that in reality. Lost 100 pounds about 6 years ago. Also had 2 major plastic surgeries to remove excess skin. I had to relearn how to sit and how to adjust the seats in my vehicle. My gait changed. I still walk into stores and buy a medium whatever, and I'm 100% sure the clerk is going to laugh. My morning internal dialogue when I get dressed is totally different. I also learned what bloated felt like, and that 5 pounds up or down now makes a huge difference in how my clothes fit. How cold I am all the time. This is so friggin' true. I've dropped 60 pounds with more to go. I get colder easier. It's easier to find clothes now. I have some people trying to sabotage my new eating habits. Healthy food costs more money, and an old knee injury from a bad fall is slowly getting better. That nothing changed about who I was. Losing weight was supposed to make me a person worthy of love, respect, friendship, etc. But shocker, I was the same person I'd always been. My weight has fluctuated in the years since my first big loss, but realizing that I have value at any weight, it did more for my lifetime happiness than anything else. My health, not so much, but my happiness, certainly. I've lost and gained and lost again. How much men ignore me when I'm fat and how nice they are when I'm thin. I say the same things, have the same opinions, but I'm stupid when I'm fat and a friggin' genius when I'm thin. I'm 75 pounds down at the moment. What's most surprised me? I don't know who I am anymore. I used to be the fat one in all my social circles. When I met someone new, I knew that my weight was the first, second, and third thing that they noticed, and I was fine with that. I'd adjusted, and there was a comfort level with that knowledge. I never had to wonder what someone thought of me. I knew they'd see me as a fat guy first and foremost. And now, I don't know what the freak they're thinking when they meet me, and it makes me very uncomfortable. I'm more anxious about meeting new people now than I was before. I think it's one of the reasons people actually gain weight back again. Being fat was a major part of their identity, and now, who am I? Started at 332 pounds in January of 2015. This time last year got down to 184 pounds, and currently sitting in bed 3 weeks post-op from my last skin removal surgery at 175. Always cold. How easy it was. Calories in versus calories out. No more sweating unless I'm working out. People treat you way nicer. When men are nice to me and hit on me, it's hard to get out of the fat girl mentality of, is this a joke? Way less back pain. Clothes shopping is fun now. Anxiety and depression are way down, but exercise has a lot to do with this. It's so hard to put it all down. As a 28-year-old female, I feel like I can finally start my life, the one I want and the one I've worked so hard for. Absolutely everything is easier. Everything. Getting out of bed, going down the stairs, bathing, getting dry, lifting things, and running for the bus. Also, one day I realized I could jump really high compared to before. That was a crazy moment. I lost 30 pounds 2 times in 3 months each, 245 to 215 and then 225 to 195. And what would happen is that I'd get to the end of the program, start feeling better about myself, want to start going out more and hanging out with people, which almost always involved eating out, and since my exercise routine had gone to crap, I'd start putting the weight back on. The surprising, worst part is realizing that as far as I'd come, I was still an unbelievably far distance away from hitting my actual healthy weight goal, 165. So far that it seemed insurmountable, which helped feed back in with the aforementioned negative habits creeping back in. And now I'm just chilling in the 240 to 250 range with no motivation to do anything about it. I lost 100 pounds, 280 to 180. People treat you far better. A surprise was that I lost a lot of sympathy for others as I lost my weight. I became motivated and figured out I'm in control of every aspect of my life, and I can work on anything to better that part of myself. Not losing weight at the same rate everywhere. Sounds obvious, but my smaller neck, hands, forearms, chest, and shins versus bigger cheeks, upper arms, hips, and thighs still weird me out. How much my weight defined me to some friends. I actually had a so-called friend tell me I wasn't allowed to lose weight because then someone else would be the fat friend, and I was being selfish putting that on someone else. After all, I'd always been the fat one, so I should get used to it. And the worst part was, the rest of my so-called friend group at the time agreed with her. I dropped that toxic group. So in total, I lost about 1,000 pounds, most of it dead awful weight. Physically, I've lost about 100 pounds. Still a ways to go to get to a healthy weight, but I have a much better support system these days. The difference in the way that people treat me, males and females. Doors are held open, compliments are given freely, my ideas are more accepted, people smile at me a lot more, and in general, people like me more. Also, you don't realize how uncomfortable being fat is until you're skinny again. I hated roller coasters and airplane seats. Now I have no issue with either, and so much less sweat. I have a horrible feeling that I'll get flack for this, but I lost 75 pounds and was shocked to find that an awful lot, in fact probably most, of my health issues just went away. Even stupid things like constant sinus issues just kind of vanished. I used to get so annoyed with my doctor for telling me to lose a few pounds to improve X, Y, and Z. I felt like they blamed everything on me being bigger. What do they know, right? But it was amazing what eating real food and a little bit of exercise did. I'm not a health nut at all. I also really like how I can sit with my knees up to my chin now. That it didn't change who I was. I still had the same issues. I was just physically smaller. I'd been fed the lie that my life would be wonderful once I shed my excess weight. I hated the increased attention. Men would look me over. Women looked at me as competition. And I'm not even moderately attractive, yet I was suddenly objectified for my body shape. It is very noticeable that fitting the size norm results in a very different treatment in just about all areas of life. Went from 184 pounds to 145 pounds in about 13 months, and never felt obese, but BMI said I was in that category. What surprised me the most is how I look in the mirror some days and feel the exact same, but other days I see a whole different body. It's really confusing and trippy, I guess part of the process of getting used to about 40 pounds off. Also, lots of friends and family will comment about it very happy and proud, even if they never said anything before. It doesn't feel that good anyway. I don't know. Honestly, weight loss for me was more of a mental health thing than physical, so it is really weird getting used to people commenting on my body all the time now. This feels kind of negative, so here's some positive surprises. Stamina, focus, and more all over energy. It really does wonders for mental health. Not planning on stopping anytime soon. A couple of things. One, how people treat you. I used to get a lot of crap shouted at me when I was a little too close to 400 pounds. People used to throw crap at me in the streets and generally harass me. I lost 160 pounds, so I'm still fat, but working on it. But people are nicer. I get smiled at a lot more. No one has shouted crap at me from the car in a long time. 2, clothes. Being able to go into a normal high street shops and buy clothes is just bizarre, and a little bad. I charity shop a lot, and when I was very large, I would buy anything that fit me. Didn't matter what it was or if it suited me, I bought it. Well, now I'm a more normal size, so a lot more fits me, and getting out of the habit of buying something just because it fits is hard. I have to clear my wardrobe to get rid of stuff that I will never wear, doesn't suit me, etc., because I am still in the nothing fits me mindset. 3, how much more aware I am of food. I mean, before I would just eat and meh, whatever. Now I eat and pay attention to it, enjoy the taste, learning to know what I actually like. 4, I still do not know me in the mirror. I have been fat a very long time, and that body dysmorphia never really goes away. I have an ED, you just don't get that large without one, and my brain is still trying to convince me that I am a nearly 400-pound person that I used to be, rather than someone approaching a healthy weight. I wonder if it ever gets better. I've gained and lost and gained and lost over 100 pounds. How difficult losing the weight was. I know lots of folks just count calories and don't have to think about it much beyond that. This wasn't true for me. I was hungry all the time. I still haven't been able to lose weight without being super hungry all the time. I'm eating enough calories and loads of fiber, but I don't ever feel not hungry. It might be the long-term result of overeating, but it doesn't go away no matter how long I eat my calorie restricted level. Because of the hunger, I started thinking about food way more than I ever had. The hunger is a constant reminder going, hey, food, food, food. How it would impact my job. My job at the time meant that I stood out if I didn't eat with the group, no matter that the sandwiches were literally more than my daily calorie allowance. And I was called out several times for being weird by bosses by ordering things like a salad or a small meal instead of a full meal. I worked in a field where appearances are important, and so is fitting in. Also, being hungry a lot of the time made it difficult to concentrate and get work done. The social pressure. I had guy friends insist that I was hurting myself by living on 1,200 calories a day or that I was lying about needing so few. I started missing out on opportunities to spend time with friends because they were always centered around food and drink, and either the choices available were terrible for me or they always seemed put off by my restrictions. They weren't bad people, just not used to it, and didn't realize how hurtful what they said was. If I heard, oh my god, it's fine to have one more drink, slice of pizza, etc., one time, I heard it 1,000. Looks get you a more positive reception from the public. You have more energy, you have more confidence, lower blood pressure, less stress due to the exercise that leads to weight loss. I lost weight once. I was in the best shape of my life at the time. I went running every day, had all the energy in the world, performed better at work, everything that I had not experienced for a while. And then one day, some people I know said I looked bad. As in, I had lost so much weight, they thought that I looked pale and sickly. Looking back and looking at pictures, I was 100% okay, as I was eating healthy with lots of exercise, but at the time, it didn't matter. And that hurt so bad that I didn't exercise for 2 or 3 days. After that, I started eating worse and worse, until 6 months later, I had gained 55 pounds. Weight is like financial debt. It's so easy to rack up the weight or debt, and it's amazingly difficult to get it off. Fast forward a few more years and I was up 80 pounds from my low. Not really a lot of support from loved ones, as it was like a pain in the butt for me to devote my time to trying to shed the weight by exercising, so nothing really changed. Then one day I said, to hell with it, I need to lose weight. So I started exercising like a mother. Treadmilling, can't really run at the moment, knees can't handle fat loads very well, and watching what I eat. I'm down around 18 pounds in about a month and a half, but I'm slowly getting there and building a lot of the leg muscle in the meantime, which hurts the weight loss itself, but not the look of my body. Sorry for the backstory, but it brought back some bad memories of days past. I went from 292 pounds to 110 pounds. I lost all my male friends who had girlfriends or wives because having a fat female friend was fine, but an attractive one wasn't. I lost all my male friends who didn't have girlfriends because even though I'm happily married, they assumed I would want to sleep with them because they wanted to sleep with me. I was no longer the fat friend, and that made a lot of my female friends unhappy, so I lost a lot of those too. I realized that just because I got thin doesn't mean I'm not carrying the exact same insecurities. I still think I'm fat. I often forget that I'm not. I'm shocked when people hit on me. I am startled by my appearance in the mirror sometimes. You need to work on the inside as much as the outside. However, I gained a lot of things. I can shop in regular stores now and consignment stores. I can see a doctor and be heard. Before, no matter what was wrong with me, it was attributed to my weight. Migraines, lose weight. Cancer, lose weight. Now it doesn't matter what I'm in there for. My size, diet, etc. is never discussed. I am not winded by everything. I don't mentally measure spaces and chairs to determine if I'll fit or break something. I still mentally find myself doing it from time to time, but I am a small woman and fit pretty much everywhere. I'm no longer sweating and hot constantly. However, I am now freezing. The process. When you build a habit and you keep a habit, you realize how easy it actually is. Meal prepping is a lifesaver. I have done it every Sunday for 2 years. You're less likely to cheat, splurge, or overindulge if you have food already made. Make your food, make it consistently, don't miss a week, and you won't fail. Baby steps, my friends, to making lasting habits. Start meal prepping, make it a habit. Once you have it down, then cut out soda and replace it with water. After a few weeks, make another small change. Maybe cut down on going out. Maybe add going for a walk at lunch. After a few weeks, add another change. These become habits. These habits add up to a healthier, better lifestyle. And that brings us to the featured narwhals of the day from our subreddit. Our subreddit is a place to share pictures, ask questions, and get support on your weight loss journey. To join, just open the description below and click the top link. Click Use App, install the Reddit app, create an account, and then click Join once you're at our subreddit. We'd love to have you join us on the subreddit. Once again, the link is below. Weight Loss Anon says, female 20, 5'3", the saga of the pants continues. May 18th to 25th to 30th, 165 to 163 to 161 pounds. Starting weight, 187 pounds. Mama Wolfcraft says, a new narwhal finding herself again. Lawsy says, 133.8 kilogram to 113.1 kilogram in just under 5 months. Thanks for sharing featured narwhals. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more weight loss stories that help you stay on track. Thanks for watching narwhals, and I'll see you in the next one.